Now viral, Charlotte-Mecklenburg police officer striking a woman several times during an arrest. The video only shows what happened after what was an arrest for marijuana possession outside of Bojangles restaurant.
Another angle shows police holding the man and woman on the ground, the woman telling officers to get off her. And more investigators arrive to the heated scene. Now neighbors are demanding answers for use of this level of force. Julian's here with us to make more sense of this situation. Julian.
That's right. There's a lot to unpack here, and many questions won't be answered until much further down the road. But we're hearing what's being said as a reason for the officer's use of force. So here's what we know. On Monday, an officer at South Tryon Street and West Arrowwood Road noticed Christina Pierre and Anthony Lee smoking marijuana at a bus stop. While police tried to arrest Lee, Pierre reportedly punched an officer in the face and resisted arrest. They say that led to an officer hitting the woman with a closed fist numerous times. Now, the immediate reaction from some viewers is that the officer's response seemed excessive. But CMPD Chief Johnny Jennings says this kind of response is actually taught in training to gain compliance from an unruly suspect.
That strike to the peroneal nerve, the hope is that it will cause that distraction or pain compliance that will get them to put their hands behind their back.
Officers say they also found a 9mm handgun in Lee's bag. And Chief Jennings also said within a 1-mile radius of that incident, they've seen 194 violent crimes in just the last 3 years and emphasized a proactive approach to curbing drug use. That officer seen striking Pierre in the video is Vincent Pistone. According to officials, he's been temporarily reassigned from patrol duties after conversations with community leaders and due to some safety concerns, guys.
All right, Julian, appreciate that. We want to bring in Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes as we continue to kind of break down disturbing. I mean, no matter, how this started or what the legality issues of it are, video helps in determining kind of what happened here, but does it tell everything, Khalif?
It does not tell everything. I mean, I think about when I see this video, Rodney King video back in the day, I mean, you're looking at camera footage that was filmed by a phone, but that was like a camera on someone's shoulder. And I remember watching it, being outraged. You saw a lot of video after that throughout the years. George Floyd, probably the most recent, that kind of puts you in that place of what's exactly happening. And then as they start to do the investigation, yes, you can find other pieces of the puzzle. Once we all get to see the body cam footage, all of the body cam footage, I think we'll be able to see the entire picture. But I can say right now, and that video is disturbing. And I think CMPD, at least they own that portion. They say when you have something like this, it's never easy to watch because 17 blows to an individual, knees and punches, is hard to digest from any capacity, regardless of how the incident started. And so this is going to be something that they're attempting to manage from a different angle, which I can at least commend them for because they are owning it from the very beginning. Chief Jennings said there's a number of things we could have done better. There's a number of things I wish did not happen. So by all means, he must have seen something on the video that perked his ears and disturbed him even more than what we all know right now.
Under North Carolina law, we don't get to see that body camera video immediately. What is that process and how long will that take to see?
You can point this again to the George Floyd incident that sparked a number of changes nationwide, some for the good and some for the bad. 2016, North Carolina started its implementation of the release of body cam footage, period. 2021, they made these drastic changes and now said agencies can't just release it on their own. It needs to be petitioned by the family or petitioned by law enforcement, and that's what they've done. CMPDs went and requested it, and a judge has to make a determination. So I kind of like that because I want to make sure that the agency can't determine I will release it or I won't release it. A judge will make a determination, so that's great for transparency, but it's bad for timing because if the officers could release it, they could have released it instantly. Now you have to wait for a judge. Takes a few days, could take a few weeks, but something like this that I know has garnered national attention. I mean, I saw it on the Daily Mail in the UK, and so it's worldwide attention. This is something that folks want to make sure people are getting out there and have an opportunity to see it right now.
Okay, so once we see the beginning of this interaction here, right? We got two people that were allegedly smoking marijuana outside this Bojangles. We've got an officer interaction. Once, as an attorney, once you see that body cam footage, what is it specifically that you're looking for?
So a couple things. If I'm looking at it from defending her from the criminality portion or if I'm representing her for the potential civil claim that is coming forward. So two different angles. from the criminality component, you're talking about possession of marijuana less than a half an ounce. I'm assuming if she was smoking a blunt or something smaller than that. So that's the most is a class 3 misdemeanor. You're talking about no jail time and a fine. And so typically you want to ensure that if a person is potentially facing some serious type of charge, then it would be commensurate with some serious type of aggression to get them, like our violent offenders, like armed robbery people. You go into those incidents knowing this person is a dangerous individual. And so I'm looking to see, well, was there any aggression? Did she fail to obey a lawful command? Did they have an opportunity to even stop this individual? Like, was the stop lawful? Even though she wasn't driving, like, was the interaction consensual? Or did you guys ask her to voluntarily speak to you? Now, I've heard in the reports that they said they smelled marijuana. That's kind of a harder one to challenge lately because CBD smells like marijuana as well. So if you had nothing else to go off of other than you didn't see a blunt or didn't see a marijuana, then was the interaction even lawful from the beginning? And if it was not lawful from the beginning, did she have a reason to disobey your order? Was it not even a lawful command? That's the first attack. From the civil component, I'm looking at their policy, their procedure. What does it say in your manual for this type of thing, specifically de-escalation? 2021, the city of Charlotte passed de-escalation requirements to say we should work towards de-escalating these situations. Again, in the wake of the George Floyd situation. So if you have these de-escalation things that we've already passed, how did we go from one officer dealing with 2 individuals to like 7 or 8 officers on 1 individual? There looked like there was no de-escalation. So I'm hoping in that video it shows that. And if I'm looking to sue them, I'm pointing their own policy back in their face. Your policy says this, your officers did the total opposite, and because of that, now the city is liable. That's what I would do from the civil component.
All right, Khalif Rhodes, thank you for unpacking that. A lot that we will, of course, continue to follow, waiting on that video to be released.
For sure.
All right, thank you. And we'll continue.